What's up, everybody? It's your girl Kiwan, and I am back with another episode of Zatima Season 4, Episode 4, Obsession. Before I start, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video I drop. Make sure y'all like the videos so I can stay in the algorithm. All right? So the episode picks back up with Deja wanting to leave. There's this little back and forth. Fatima still getting worked up about Deja being there. Zach asked Deja to leave. And Preston, again, he had no idea that they had any issues going on, So Deja tells her, and I misspoke in this first episode, so my apologies. Deja tells her that, she was going to tell her about her doula services. So we find out that Deja is a doula, and they explain to Zach what's a doula and what a doula does, right? So Angela was like, "Well, I ain't never heard of no stripper doula." Angela, please don't. Anyway, Fatima tells Deja she can stay. So they talk to Fatima about this commercial property, and the people who own the commercial property is discriminating because of their skin color. Not really Preston's, but Zach and I want to say Bryce. So Preston tells them that the property is owned by a certain type of people and is owned by mafia type people. And if they want to make it hard for us to get the property, then they will make it hard for us to get into the commercial properties. So Fatima, she was like, "Well, I know some attorneys. I can use my resources." So Bryce decides to tell them that this is not what this country was founded on. And I'm looking at Bryce like, okay, Bryce. So Zach tells him, the hell it ain't. He says, he tells him the hell it ain't. And so Bryce tells Zach that, you was once poor, and as people want to always remind us that we was once poor, but then, he proceeds to say, but then Zach picked himself up by the bootstrap. And again, another little microaggression. Bryce, to me, is definitely unaware because of his privilege and his naivete. And this is not how the world works. Bryce is one of those people who don't know unless it happens to him on his doorstep. Anyway, Bryce thinks that he shouldn't put racism, put everything on racism and make it a crime. And I was like, Bryce, you got a few seconds, okay? Because all them people at that table probably want to beat your ass, but whatever. So Preston didn't say anything, but Fatima had a conversation and she cleared Bryce really quick. Bryce then takes this moment he really did apologize because he had no idea. And so Fatima tells them, listen, I'll find a lawyer that specializes in commercial property. Okay. So we find out that Preston isn't seeing Deja, and Angela says she's emotionally unavailable, and then Zach kind of buffers Bryce to speak up, and it's like, that's embarrassing. Why would you have him speak up in front of all of these people? Like, timing could never be bad. Like, the timing was terrible. And so Angela did admit to taking advantage of Bryce. And Deja lied. Apparently, Deja lied about being a doula, and that's her stage name. She said because she helped push out a whole lot of babies at the strip club. So, child, I guess. So, after the whole debacle at the table between Bryce and Angela, we look out the window to see crazy Leslie standing outside of these people's window talking about, why did you steal my family and my friends? And then she gets into her car. She calls Malachi, and apparently her and Malachi broke up 4 months ago. Leslie gets pissed off. She has already rolled up on Malachi, and she's pregnant. Or she's pregnant. So Malachi tells Leslie, like, who are you pregnant for? Because I can't have any kids. And she asked him, why can't this miracle baby be yours? He noticed how she looks like Fatima, hair, the way she dressed, everything. And so she was like, because you love her. It was just, she is mentally insane. Okay? So Malachi tells her, he wants her to be tested. And she was like, bet I could be tested. So he was like, no, I want you to be tested from the womb. And of course she gets defensive because that's either not his baby or she's not pregnant. And so she's begging Malachi to be with him. And he tells her no. So she grabs him. He moves his arm. She pretends to fall down. And then the whole time she's just like, ow. Like, when I tell y'all that was so annoying to me, I was like, oh my God, girl, what are you doing? So she gets home and she's wearing a pregnancy pad that we see. And y'all know in real life, Leslie is pregnant. The girl who plays Leslie, she's big pregnant in real life. And she has this big old shrine of Fatima, Zach, all of the people that they're connected to. And then she has Fatima's name at the top. And she's just sitting in this twin bed, just looking crazy. I was like, wow. So Fatima and Zach is in a bed doing what they do. Then they have a conversation. She tells Zach, how she needs him and how his presence is important, especially now because, she's close to her date. And so, he was speaking in, the grind don't stop. You can't sleep you can't sleep, all that dumb shit. Okay. She was like, why are you talking like that? Again, he's talking like he's in survival mode. She was like, you don't have any of that to do. Like, it's not like if you don't go to work today, we gonna lose everything. I got a job, you got a job, we're good. We got money, we're good. So while these two are having a conversation, this lady have cameras on them watching everything that they do in her house. So they have adult time. And she decides to take this moment to have adult time by herself while watching them have it. I said, oh my Jesus. So in the next portion of all of this, Zach is having a dream about social service taking Michael and giving them to the aunt. And this is where the episode ended. Like, it's no way I could just sum it up, but this is where the episode ended. But I do have questions. Like, why didn't we get the start of this episode with Jeremiah talking to his mom while she was high? Like, is that gonna be in his neck? Is one of these upcoming episodes or what? Like, I feel like we spent way too much time in the dinner scene, like, or way too much time with the banter between Jeremiah and Belinda. Like, some of this stuff could have been ousted, but we should have gotten not Jeremiah just seeing his mom, but his mom actually talking to him. Anyway, that's all I have. After this, you guys will get another video for today. So I will catch y'all in the next one.